Please start.
Okay, I'll again extend a very hearty welcome to all of you on behalf of True Digital Venture X Pitch Day call. Today is the fortnightly pitch day call that we are doing between the founders and the investors. It's a growing ritual for us. It's northward bound. I can only say that it's getting a lot of attraction from all sides. I would again like to introduce myself. I am Major General Digvijay Sethia, a veteran of 40 years, having served the army for 40 years and decorated with a Sena Medal and a Vishesh Seva Medal. I've been associated with Sanjeev Sinha and True Digital Startup for the last 2 years. We've been working together, and I also want to proudly announce that we have today 274 startups on our platform. It's again exponentially growing. A lot of work for Sanjeev to interact with all these startups, get the founders for the pitch day calls, and scout them to the investors. Ideally, as a retired general, I should have been doing a broadcast on the Ukraine Russia war. But what a field that has opened up for me. I find it very exciting with Sanjeev to be doing a pitch day call for interaction between the founders and the investors. But there's a great lesson that we need to learn from this Russia-Ukraine war. If we are not uh, a make in India country and we don't focus on what our Prime Minister has been saying over the last so many years, we will eventually, with all that has been happening around us for the last 1 month, we will eventually land ourselves into a mess. So, our endeavor here with this startup, True Digital startup, is to, get the people who have got great technology with them, great technology. They have got great capabilities to take their businesses ahead. We want to help them get the funding. We are also a venture which supports the women entrepreneurs and also women investors. If you go to our site, we are providing a lot of discounts on the wide range of products that we have to all the women entrepreneurs and the investors both. Uh, Today, we have a very distinguished personality with us in Mr. Sanjeev Gupta, who's a very, very accomplished man who has an engineering degree from BITS Pilani and is an MBA. He is presently based out of Delhi and he runs a retail outlet and a consultancy office for awesome portfolio management. He's worked 35 years in the automotive industry with the big names in the industry like Shriram Pistons and Rings, Hero Honda Motors, Scots India, Yamaha Motors, Swan Pneumatics, Everest Blowers, and Omex Autos in various very, very high level appointments and positions. He is presently involved in fostering young minds in various prestigious schools with focus on problem solving technology, digital literacy, startup guide, project patenting support, and is presently handling more than 22 startups. He is also a reputed author, and some of his published works include Glorious Nation, and is working on transparency laws. I'm sure the founder of the startups आज जो presentation कर रहे हैं, they will immensely benefit from the great experience and the rich experience of Mr. Sanjeev Gupta. Welcome, Mr. Sanjeev Gupta. I'm also based out of Delhi. I will request you to say a few words before we have the founders. Then I will introduce the founders and थोड़े से ground rules बताऊंगा how to go about doing the presentation so that we are all on the same wicket. Mr. Sanjeev Gupta, a few words from your side.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Sanjeev Sinha, for inviting me on this platform. And I salute to Major General Vijay Sethia ji for handling this such kind of venture. So, as you told, you are 100 more than 100% correct. That generally people used to give only speeches on Ukraine and India or America or Russia, etc. And you are doing a wonderful thing. I will be obliged to be associated with the ventures, and definitely I'm looking for better growth for this platform also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you, Mr. Thank you. आज we have two founders. One is Mr. Nitin Agarwal, who's the founder and CEO of Room Shoom Technology. It's a very vibrant startup with a very dynamic business, which is already it's in the co-living space in the NCR, and it's proliferating into a lot of other cities in India. He's already a big revenue generating business, and it's headed again northwards, bound, and it's showing great promise. Uh, and second, we have Mr. Takawal. I think Mr. Yasin, आप presentation करेंगे इनके behalf पे.
जी, I'm going to do the presentation on behalf of Areca Tobacco Industry.
हाँ जी, okay. So their venture is called Areca Nut Processing and Trading Industry. They are a business which is a regional business, and they again want to पूरा business expand करना चाहते हैं to the corners, four corners of the country. They also have a lot of potential. It's about the Arca nut is a very. I will leave actually the details of the whole presentation to Mr. Yasin जब इनका turn आएगा. So what we will do is we'll have two presentations. First by Mr. Nitin Agarwal starting from about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I will leave 2 to 5 minutes for question and answers by anyone in the audience can ask him a question. Uske baad we will again shift to Mr. Yasin for the presentation on behalf of Arca Nut Processing and Trading, and then again we'll have a little question and answer session. आज के before I start, I will again like to lay the ground rules. When the presentation is on, please keep yourself on mute. Otherwise, there is a lot of disturbance and we can't hear anyone. Secondly, if you are wanting to have any interaction with the founder, please keep it to the end of the presentation. We will give adequate time to ask you questions. Besides that, अगर आप कोई भी question you want to ask the founder any question, you can route it through us. You can write a mail to the CEO at tdstartup.com, Mr. Sanjeev Sinha, and we will get you all your answers from the founders. It's most of the times, this is our experience of the last few pitch day calls that we've had, that there are a lot of investors who are listening, but quietly either a representative of the investor or the investor listening to the call, and they would like to ask some questions. So we would again request everyone to please route your questions through Mr. Sanjeev Sinha. The mail ID is available with you all. It's at the bottom of our the platform website. It's CEO at tdstartup.com. You can route all your questions through him. Secondly, we are doing a recording. We are doing a video recording of this today's pitch day call. It is for two reasons. One, if there are any commitments, we will keep them recorded. Second is that you may like to see this. We will put it on the YouTube. Mr. Sanjeev Sinha works very hard. In about 24 hours, we put it on the YouTube. For some people who have not been able to join today's pitch day call, or for whatever reason, they can go on our platform, go to the past events, and that will guide you to the YouTube. For you can go through the whole pitch day call on that YouTube presentation. Thirdly, we also want to request if there are any investors with a minimum ticket of 5 lakh rupees, you can get in touch with the CEO of tdstartup.com, Mr. Sinha, directly. Either call him up या आप mail कर सकते हैं उनको. We will work out the mandate, and then we will consolidate the funds and we will invest them accordingly. We haven't been doing this till now, but we thought that if there are some small investors also who may like to invest, please get in touch with Mr. And you can be rest assured we'll do a absolutely fair mandate for you. Whatever the proposed, the entry or exit strategies we have to work out for you, we'll work them out in a very legal way and get back to you. Also, अभी हमारे पास इतने सारे startups हो गए हैं. We have 274 startups. We found a lot of founders are wanting to do their presentations on the pitch day call. पहले हम fortnightly call करते थे on every second Thursday of the month, second and fourth Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. Now we will be doing a weekly call every Thursday at 7 p.m. So this is again for all of you to even spread this word around ki we will be having our pitch day call rather than a fortnightly, we'll be having it a weekly pitch day call from True Digital Venture X. With this, I would like to hand over the dice to Mr. Nitin, who will be doing his presentation for the room show. Mr. Nitin, you can go ahead with your presentation. Sanjeev, would you like to add anything else?
No, sir, that is perfect. Nitin.
Okay, Sanjeev. Nitin, please go ahead with your presentation.
One thing I wanted to just add is 20 minutes to each founder. You have 20 minutes to present.
Okay, hello everyone. Can you see my screen and can you hear me?
Yes, Nitin, you are absolutely clear, and the screen is also very nicely visible.
Okay, so I am excited to present Roomshum on this platform, and thank you everyone for providing time. I will share updates on Roomshum and what we do and how we are doing and what we are looking for going forward.
Can you turn on your video, Nitin, if it is possible?
Okay, so Roomshum is a co-living and student housing platform and also providing home rental services to young millennials who shift from their home location to new place for basically job and study. So we are providing a convenient place for them and also helping them to shift to a new location. So we are addressing co-living segment, student housing segment, and also shared rental segment in our portfolio. We started our journey in 2016 and scaled our startup from one property to 150 properties before pandemic, and we were operating 3,000 beds and more than 85% occupancy, and our revenue was more than 16 crore, and we had presence in 8 cities. However, pandemic created a lot of disturbance in our sector, and we were scaled down, like we were forced to scale down our operation. Now, good part is after 2 years of COVID, now situation is back to normal, and we are seeing good growth and good fortune again. And hopefully, again after 2 years in this March, we will be profitable. So we will be operationally profitable again in this March. This is about industry. It is dominated by local players, and organized players are trying to basically capture the space, and they are taking the market. Currently, around 4 billion beds are in operation altogether, and the market is also expected to grow to 6 million beds. Industry experts like JLL, Knight Frank, and Cushman Wakefield and other research agencies have pegged this market around $14 billion, which is around 1 lakh crore. So, and recently Collier also published a report like after this pandemic, now this industry is poised to grow, and they say that whatever we have today, it will double in next 2 years. So it is like it is a growth sector now, and a lot of traction. Like people are coming back for work and study again, and there is a huge demand for a space in the market. So these are some of the report from industry, like other operators, what they are doing and how much they have raised the funding. So these are like public domain articles, and can be checked later on. Currently, we are operating 70 properties, 1,500 beds. because in COVID pandemic, we scaled down our operation to 50% capacity. And now growth is back, and we have nearly 75% occupancy currently and handling more than 1100 tenants in our portfolio. So we plan to raise the funds and 3x our capacity in next financial year. So moving from 1500 beds to 5000 beds, and then 10,000 beds and 25,000 beds. That's our target for our growth. And also in home rental section, like we provide single individual rooms and the apartments for bachelors, fully furnished apartments for the bachelors, because there is a huge demand for shared living space, but also there is a demand for single separate private rooms, because like lot of unmarried couples are looking for accommodation in small families. So we are catering to this demand as well. So this is interesting. Like we started with direct lease, and we used to do fixed lease arrangement with the owners for the property, and basically during pandemic we realized that there is a requirement for other options. So we entered into revenue sharing agreement with the existing owners, so that we paid them according to the occupancy, and also introduce the partner and aggregation section where other operators who are providing similar services, we brought them on our platform, and also small local players where we do not have the capacity. So these were like providing our additional footprint by extending our presence to new markets and new locations. We are committed to provide affordable living to young millennials, and also working as end-to-end on-ground operators, not just booking platform. So we are providing all end-to-end services to the tenants who are staying with us, and also community, because they move to new location and they look for new friends. So we organize group activities, festivals, so that they can know each other and they can talk to each other and make new friends. So these are the key things we are addressing: affordability, convenience, and community. We give flexibility in terms of security deposit, in terms of no locking period, and also like very less restrictions, so that people can focus on their work and study, and rest all the things are managed by us. We are developing in-house technology to automate this complete operation, and also manage the complete operation, so that the tenants can do online activities, owners can also do online activities, and our team, operation team, sales team can also manage it online. So this is our online platform and various services which we are doing on our platform, so that things are fully automated. Some new features which we plan to launch shortly, like for tenants, it is like the search we want to improve, where like we want to offer them more options in filter. They can check the roommate, they can look for a time base like commute in place or distance. They can also see the location, what all things are available in that location. So various things they can have on add-on filters. And for owners, we want to launch new features like auto listing, and also like pay rent using cards, so that the tenants can pay the rent directly to owner through our platform. So it's a interesting field, and lot of traction is there right now. We are running out of space because the demand is very huge right now. And this market is divided in three segments. One is the managed marketplace where end-to-end services are provided by the operator. So we are placed in the first place. And the second is like listing platform and also home rental services. So we are not there. So these are like open listing platforms where people do their listing and rent out their places. And third is like yellow pages where people do the listing and users go to this site and take the service provider numbers. So these are yellow pages. So we are uh, basically targeted in first segment, managed marketplace. This is about revenue. Like pre-pandemic, we had more than 16 crore revenue from 3,000 beds. And during pandemic, it got reduced to 6 crore in March 21, and we are expecting to close it around 6.5 to 7 crore in March 22. However, we are looking for fundraise and want to expand our footprint and the capacity. We are targeting around more than 30 crore of revenue in next financial year with 5,000 beds and going forward 60 crore and 120 crore with 25,000 beds. This is about financials. Like we were profitable before pandemic, and in this March we will be operationally profitable. So next financial year we expect to post the profit again. We raised around 250K US dollar, like 1.8 crore during pandemic at a valuation of 30.3 crore. And so this was raised during COVID-19 in October 20. We plan to raise another $1 million in this for the growth, 3x growth we plan in next financial year. This is our target fundraise which we are planning, and also taking support from TD startup for realizing our fundraising activity. This is about team. We have like two founders, Nitin and Garima. I'm looking after business, and Garima is looking after operations. And we have a team of advisors and investors who are helping us in our journey. Samir Jain and Ankit Agarwal are helping us in strategy and fundraising, and Kundan is leading the technology and DM part, digital marketing. Sanjeev is our advisor for fundraising, and Kapil is helping us in branding and communication. So this is about Roomshum team. So in summary, like what I can say that we are focused on unit economics. We maintain properties who are making profit, and we do not want to burn investor money. However, we also want to scale our startup quickly. So we are end-to-end operator. We are leasing properties which are generating profitable margins, and also partnering players from the market, small players, owners, so that we can provide a very good footprint and options to the tenant who are coming to our website. So since COVID pandemic has created lot of financial damage in this sector, however, it is over now. So we look forward for new investors to support us in our journey, and hopefully we will be successful. Another thing is we are offering a very competitive or very low valuation at present, which is very low in comparison to market benchmark. So we can provide more details about competitors, market benchmark, their valuation, how much they have raised, and what we do in more detail on one-to-one discussion. So this is about Roomshum. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Nitin, for a wonderful presentation. As I look at it, it's a great business idea, and it's a growing business. They are doing extremely well. They have a great strategy. Right. Anyone has any questions directly to Nitin? He's here. You can ask him. You can target your questions to him. And otherwise, not to worry. Our experience is that too many people don't want to be seen or heard on the pitch they call. They approach the founder directly. You can approach them directly or through us. I have told you our mail ID is again ceo@tdstartup.com. We will facilitate your interaction with the founder. Any questions, please? Mr. Sanjeev Gupta, would you like to say something?
Yeah, Mr. Nitin, something new word, unmarried couples. You are also providing room facility for unmarried couples. What is this?
So, sir, nowadays, we are getting demand from couples. Basically, they are not married, but they want to stay together. So they might be working in the same company, or they know each other. They are friends. So they are staying, and what happens? Not only couples, but also bachelors face lot of resistance from the society because they get very tough time in finding the right place. They will get the place, but finding a good place is a difficult choice. So we are creating places which are in high demand location and also in a good location, and enabling them to stay in our uh, provided places.
I don't think so.
But
Society has
but we are
accepted this
not
thing.
mixing all the properties. So basically, like out of 70 properties, currently two properties are where we are providing couple stay. Other 68 are segregated between boys and girls. So if it is boys, then only boys are staying. If it is girls, only girls are staying.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions, please?
And also, we are operating a dedicated hostel facilities for government programs where skill development sector. So there are various schemes like DDU, GKY, and other schemes where corporates come forward and they recruit fresh pass outs, and they do the residential programs. So they provide them training, they provide them stay, and then they look after the placement part. So these are like skill development programs, and we have partner with couple of operators, corporates in Delhi NCR, and we are running dedicated facilities as well for them. So this is something we are also doing apart from co-living and student housing and home rental.
Okay, Nitin, thank you so much. It was a wonderful presentation. We wish you all the best. I'm sure you know your business is going to grow, and you'll soon have investors, getting through to you directly or through us. We now request Mr. Yasin. आप तैयार हैं, please? Mr. Shiraj and Mr. Yasin.
Yeah, we are ready.
Yes, we will have the second founder of Areca Nut Processing and Trading, Mr. Siraj and Mr. Yasin will do a combined presentation. Let them go through the business model. Let us hear the.
I returned to India to explore some business opportunity in business coaching, consultation, and training area. 6 months back, I associated myself with Mr. Siraj Sheikh, who is going to start, Tawakkal Arecanut Processing and Trading Private Limited. However, Mr. Siraj Sheikh is there in that industry for trading from past 15 years, and he knows the market dynamics very well. And he is doing continuously this business, and this guy started this business from the cycle itself, and now he reached to the point wherein he knows each and every area of this business, each and every gap of the business, wherein he want to fill that breach, actually to fill that gap. So in fact, I know Siraj Sheikh is a very, having a vision in his mind, saying that, as Steve Jobs said rightly, He has the courage to follow his heart and institution, and he's somehow know what truly want he to become, because he set a vision. Because in the business, if you see, if you don't set a goal, that means you don't see any vision, any mission in the business. So Mr. Siraj Sheikh is very clear about his business goal, and he set a goal saying that he wanted to take his business to the next level, wherein he can see the top player in this market. So, Mr. Siraj Sheikh, as I said to you, he is there in the business from past 15 years, and he is doing trading right now. But he wanted to do something like processing unit, because he knows that the market is having very kind of good potential about Areca nut. You know, Areca nut is like a supari, what you call in Hindi. Okay, and this is a very traditional kind of thing in each and every religion, because we as an Indian, we use supari in each and every function of our, like, in our community. And as you know that India is not a country, India is itself a continent wherein almost 32 states are there. And our culture changes from after every 40 kilometers, wherein we have kind of a Ganga Jamuna Saraswati culture, right? And everybody is using Areca nut somehow the other way in their homes, in their businesses, in their functions, in their events, and everywhere. But now people have different perception. But we want to change that perception, saying that Areca nut is having something very good kind of a potential business in the market, and Areca nut is not just using for the supari kind of purpose, but it is having a kind of religious touch. So that's the motive behind to start this business, because there are very few people in the market. There are very few key players in the market, but most of the players, they are ignorance about this business. But Mr. Siraj Sheikh found that this business is having like a very kind of a lucrative market, and we can capitalize those opportunities where people they can't see. And that's the reason Mr. Siraj Sheikh, he's having a kind of a patience in his business. He's a very persistence, because he knows where he wants to go, because he set a goal. And on top of that, he's having a passion about his interest. He's having a passion about this industry, because past 15 years he spent a lot of time to understand this business. He met number of people in this business. He understood what is the potential of this business. So passion is very important. So Mr. Siraj Sheikh is putting all his passion to have in this business. Okay. And first and foremost important thing, like you need to understand what are the problems in this industry. And we identify some of the problems wherein we are very strong to solve this problem identified in this market is inadequate supply chain due to the transportation problem. Because you see, there is a higher order size in this business from southern states like Karnataka, Kerala, and other parts of Tamil Nadu, I would say. So to get the transportation from those places to here in Maharashtra, almost it takes 10 to 12 days, and this is a very long time to have the raw stock in the factory. Indeed, indeed, for the Areca nut raw material, we can ask our transportation team to upload to load that raw material and start to that way it's a very cost effective, and minimum lead time we are closing in within 2 to 3 days time to reach to our area. And second problem is, as you know that southern part of India, they are having a big kind of language barrier, wherein South people they won't speak and very smartly in the market, and they are acting as a like a brokerage people, and they know how to like how to get the advantage of this issue. But but it's a very solid background from the Kerala itself. Half of his family is staying in Kerala, and most of the people, like almost his two brothers, they are into same business in Kerala. So we have very strong team in Kerala who is sourcing this raw material from Kerala itself. So we don't pay any kind of brokerage. We don't get involved fraudsters. We don't get involved in cheaters. So we directly reach into the farmers, and they are getting sourcing from their crop itself from the farm area. And this is the second advantage, saying that we don't create any kind of a problem language over there. So because and this way we are having, like, getting the advantage of economics of purchasing, because if you purchase in a huge quantity, then if you're paying the brokerage charges almost 3 to 4% because of the language, but we don't have that kind of issue. So we are almost reducing that overhead or brokerage charges from the local people. Third most important problem is pricing strategy by the suppliers. Suppliers. The advantage by selling with high pricing, even though prices less, comparatively less, and we are there in the market with a good repo. The most of the suppliers wouldn't facing these challenges because we know them very well. And Mr. Siraj Sheikh, as I said, his family is there, his two brothers are there, and they are having a good kind of building a relationship with the farmers directly. So we are selling high volume with a reasonably low profit because of this pricing strategy. And so that,
Thank you.
and the sixth problem what we identify in the market is not all the players they are having all varieties at one place, because some people they are having Bhaski Supari, some people they are having Gold Supari, some people they are having Tupra Supari. But by having this kind of setup under one umbrella is a USP of our business, because as Mr. Siraj Sheikh is having very strong experience in this industry, so he wanted to put everything in one place so that we can go in a like a kind of assembly kind of chain wherein we can process each and every finished goods at one place so that we can supply properly as per the demand. So as I said, India is not a country; it's a continent of 32 states altogether, and our culture is almost changing every after 50 to 100 kilometers distance. So it is not possible to get all varieties product at one place, area, or in one factory. But we ensure to get all these varieties of areca nuts under one roof because of our factory with his experience. And as you know that areca nut is benefit if you have areca nut regularly after your meal. I mean, this is a very regular practice in India, in every culture, in every community. People usually have areca nut after they are having their dinner or lunch time, right? So that helps to prevent the oral cavities for that one, and that prevents stent stitch. Actually जो stent पे स्थित आता टीथ पे जो stent आता है ना वो भी prevent कर सकते हैं हम लोग. And gums में जो swelling होता है that can be reduced up to certain level by having areca nut after your after regularly. And women they almost maintaining very good health by having areca nut. So and this way diarrhea can be prevented as well. एंड जो माउथ स्मेल आता है ना, ड्राई माउथ का जो स्वेलिंग होता है उससे भी हम लोग अरेका नट से वो भी प्रॉब्लम हम सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. सो देर आर नंबर ऑफ लाइक एडवांटेजेस और हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स बाय हैविंग बेटर नेट ऑफ सुपारी इन योर डेली लाइफ. As you see the market size currently, Indian market size and global market size. So in India, there are like Karnataka is one of the powerful, I would say, states in India for production of areca nut. Just see the graph actually. So Karnataka, Kerala, Assam, Meghalaya, West Bengal, Tripura, Tamil Nadu, Mizoram, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Nagaland. So as as we sourcing our raw material from Karnataka itself, because it's a huge market. And if you see on the other side, the market size of areca nut globally, India is the number one country in the world who are producing areca nut in a huge way. So, as per the report, today areca nut market volume in India is approximately almost 1,50,000 crore, which is huge and expecting exponential growth in future. As you see, like mm, there is a very good factors in areca nut industry wherein you can see the growth of the market. So even though if you see during pandemic also, people they are leaving all their habits, but they are having regularly areca nut consumption in their life. So this industry is a recession-free industry, I would say, because during pandemic also, this industry almost growing like any other FMCG or pharmaceutical industry. So the market is also having a good opportunity in future as well. So India is one of the largest areca nut producing and consuming countries in the world, as I said to you. Last year, India produced almost 11.07 lakh tons of areca nut and import approximately rupees 40,000 crore legally. So almost 35 to 40% Indian people consume areca nut in their daily life, either in urban or rural areas respectively. And as you see, the production level from 2015, 2016 to 2021 to 22, it increases approximately 55%, which is very high as compared to other industry. And this is a very lucrative industry wherein you will see exponential growth in future as well. And due to high demand but low supply, prices are always high, expecting this market size further grow to new heights in the future. So we as a Tawakal economy, we want to capitalize those market opportunities because market is growing and it is growing exponentially. If we are not going to capitalize those market opportunities, then we are nowhere in the market. We are having a competition, but we are believing in a healthy competition wherein we can growing as following the standard rules and regulations from the government of India or state government of Maharashtra. So this would be an opportunity for us to grow. And Areca industry is reaching to the new level of business due to its attractive profit margin level. If you see margin level in my next slides, you will amaze actually because this is such a good margin level business actually. And we as a we are having a sustainable business model where we can see profit, very good profit, and we want to share that profit to our shareholders in that. If you talk about our business strategies, definitely we want to develop this market because as I said, market is very huge. There are a number of areas wherein we can capitalize. So we want to reach that market with our professional approach because customer visits is customer they are looking for a quality product. If they like our quality, definitely they will come regularly for us, and we want to create a recurring revenue model in this sector actually because once we entertain the customer, that customer should stay with us for a very long time. And there is a huge area for the process improvement because as we know that in this areca nut industry, there are a lot of illegal things are happening. But we don't want to go for the illegal part. We want to develop. We want to bring that industry into organized sector. Wherein we will help to generate the jobs, wherein we will help to grow our GDP, and we will contribute something to our GDP by giving the employment to our below poverty line people. So there are a number of areas wherein we can improve this industry. And the process improvement comes like we have to bring processes, strategies, implementation plan with execution. And if we have the right team, we can do a lot of amazing things in this industry. So what we are focusing, we want to educate our employees, we have to develop our system, we have to improvise our processes wherein we can see a good result in future. Product development, there are a number of opportunities in product development because in when we are sourcing raw material from southern state of India, so we do the product development. We do the product development in the sense we want to bring all the products under one umbrella, wherein there would be like a assembly kind of chain, and we see where are our gaps, where are our like quality parameters. We want to increase that quality parameters wherein people like our product and they start consuming more and more. And as I said, there are a number of advantages if you are involving in this industry. Advantage in the sense, I mean, there is a very good future. There is a kind of a very good profit level margin here in these industries, and we expect exponential growth in the market. So we want to capitalize all those market opportunities. We want to capitalize all those available opportunities in the market to grow, being in the industry for a very long time. If you come down to SWOT analysis, I just want to tell that SWOT analysis is very kind of strategy or analysis. We have to improve external factors and internal factors as well. So our strength is it can be stored for longer period without quality deterioration. Because you see the supari is a kind of a dry product and it can be stored in a minimum room temperature for a very long time without compromising with the quality or without deterioration of the quality. This is our strength. Okay. And the presence of alkaloids and tannins which have industrial applications. Because in the processing unit, if you see the raw material about alkaloids and tannins, which can be applicable in the industrial areas. So that can be again a revenue stream for us, apart from the other main revenue stream. Okay, and as you see, large and growing young consumer base. As you know that like a lot of young generation also they are interested to have like Areca nut consuming in their day-to-day life. It can be different ecological regions as well. So our witnesses are expanding cultivation to non-traditional Areca nut may lead to new diseases and pest problems. Cultivation is very important as I tell. Like cultivation, if you do, if you are not going to do proper cultivation in a non-traditional way, then it will lead to some kind of diseases on the farming. No large scale research initiatives on alternative uses because in this industry, people like having a different perception, so they don't do research in this industry. So we have that kind of opportunity to do a lot of research, wherein there won't be any alternative uses on that. So no availability of skilled laborers and slow mechanism. So skilled laborers usually they don't turn in these businesses. So no problem because we don't need the skilled laborers actually. We need unskilled labor so that we can train them and we can get maximum output out of that. Shifting area from food grain production to areca nut. It is a very kind of a bigness because it's very difficult from food grain people production industry to shift to areca nut industry. What kind of opportunities we are having in the market? In Indian culture, consuming areca nut is very regular practice either in urban or rural areas, as I said earlier. More than 35% Indian population consumes areca nut in their daily life, and this is a kind of huge opportunity for us. Intensive cultivation and adoption of resources saving technology. Means Government of India consider as agriculture products and support for all benefits because it's coming under MSME department, right? Food processing department and Government of India, even the state government of India, they are having kind of benefits to this industry. And we want this kind. We are looking. This is kind of opportunity for us wherein we can utilize those government schemes to grow in our business. Expecting bigger market size in the future. High demand always is recession-free business all the time, as I said. What kind of threats we are having in this market is cheap and illegal import from neighboring Asian countries. It's a very big threat because, as I said, almost there are 35% illegal import is going from the other Asian countries. This is a very big threat for us. But yeah, it's happening in every industry. There are threats, but it is very important that how you are going to face those challenges or how you have to face that threats actually with your professional approach. High cost of oregano may discourage its use and value-added products. So high cost of areca nuts may be discouraged because in pandemic, if you see, everything was growing up about the pricing in areca nut industry. But we maintain that in pricing because we have having a very good rapport in our businesses. And always people can see there are health hazards, but actually it is not because if you avoid the gutka, there are other areca nut is having almost very good health benefits to human being. In marketing mix we know our product very well, we know how to decide about the pricing, we know place how to available our product in places. And promotion, if we talk about promotion always going on in the market for this industry, and we know our target segment and we know how to do the processes to take our business to the next level. And if you are going to maintain the quality along with the pricing, then definitely it would be like a physical evidence to your customers. And we just wanted to create that with our consumers. This is the kind of project summary, I would say. And civil infrastructure and land development, we almost set up there. We need kind of, I would say, working capital or operational expenses. We are looking for a finance. So this is our organizational chart, and this is the key market player in India, GM Group, VA Delta Industries. They are having their own advantages and disadvantages in industry, but we don't want to like compete with them very in a bad way. But we would love to have a healthy competition with them. Okay, and if you go about the competitors analysis in our region, see, basically in Maharashtra, in Marathwada region, we are having only key players wherein we are competing with them, and we are top of the industry. What is our purpose for the fundraising? Because as I said, this is without valuable resources, we would be unable to fulfill our mission. So ensuring the financial stability of our program is critical for our organizations. So at Two Wheel, we have focused on diversifying our funding streams over the last few years to ensure that we are able to continue working with young people and helping them develop the skills and knowledge to act as a resilient, growing citizens of our communities. However, fundraising isn't just about financial resources. These are many important outcomes that come from our fundraising activities that have nothing to do with the money. Basically, because we want to develop our community in this market area. We want to build a very good kind of partnership for the stakeholders, for our dealers, distributors, retailers, wherein we can have a situation, win-win situation for everyone. We want to supporting our communities, community relationship, and source of funding should be at two-wheel view side. And each and every organization is having social kind of responsibility, and we are a very social responsible enterprises, and we want to contribute something to our community, whatever we are earning from our businesses. And we want to support for the job creation and helping to increase our country's GDP altogether. So this is our factory setup. What I would say, like we done everything at the site itself. We Mr. Siraj Sheikh already set up everything there. We set up all kind of machineries. We have our storage. We have our raw material storage, finished goods storage, gas connection for processing the Aria Connect products. We are having very good kind of loading and unloading areas. Mr. Siraj Sheikh owning his own truck and auto rickshaws, wherein we can sourcing our raw material from Karnataka, and we are delivering our retail stores and distributors as well in Latur, in Usmanabad, in Beed area as well. So these are our added advantage being there, and we lease the land in MIDC Latur area, which is very close to Latur railway stations, so that we can minimize our transportation charges, and we can have very good kind of connectivity with our partners. And now
Yasin,
what we are looking for
Yasin,
almost 2 crore.
you can just stop your screen share if you're not presenting.
Okay,
Thank you.
it's okay now.
Yeah, go ahead.
One second. Yes, this screen notifications are coming there always.
No, now you're not presenting, so it doesn't matter. You can just speak.
Okay, fine. So Mr. Sinha Sheikh is almost invested like 1 crore 5 lakh rupees in that project, because as you know that we leased the area for 5 years, and it was a kind of a naked what do you call it, area, warehouse kind of area. So we designed we designed the place in a such a way say that it looks like a kind of a processing unit. We have our office available there next to the factory. We are having a processing unit. We set up a machinery in a kind of assembly line, so that there won't be any issues while starting from our processing from one place to the end place. So it's kind of end-to-end solutions we are going to provide in that factory locations, and we are going to have three kind of products basically. What I would say, it's a kind of a tukda supari, a very good kind of margin we are having in that. Per kg, we are almost expecting 30 rupees as a gross profit in that. And in gold supari, we are almost expecting 5 to 6% profit in that. And in Bhajki supari, we are almost having 40 to 45 rupees of profit per kg. So what we are planning to have 2 crores of investment, wherein we can use that amount to purchase the raw material, and we want to keep the cycle rotating all the time without any disturbance. So we are going to use that money to purchase the raw material from our sourcing places in Karnataka, in Kerala, so that we can have the stock of almost 15 days ready at any given point in time in our factory places. And as you know that finished goods we are giving to our partners like distributors, dealers, and retailers, and that would be kind of our understanding. Like first and foremost important, what we are giving for cash and carry business, but as you know that we can't sustain on cash and carry business only. So we are going to have the second business strategy, which is credit terms, and we are almost giving 8 to 10 days credit limit to the well-known partners, The partners, we know them, they are there in the industry for a very long time. And this is how we want to drive our business, and we want to generate a lot of good profits. And we are going to have two kind of shareholding priorities in our businesses. In preferential sharing system, we want to give 18% for 5 years time. If somebody is interested in equity, we are going to give them the 15 years. And you see, like, after down the line 5 years, we want to take this business. Mr. Siraj Sheikh want to take this business to almost 100 crore rupees, and which is very much possible because it's a very lucrative industry, very good area of opportunities. And Mr. Siraj Sheikh wanted to use his previous experience and expertise to grow the industry, and he wanted to become a top player, not in Maharashtra, but in India as well. So we are very hopeful that this presentation gives a lot of information to our investors. If they're having any kind of inquiries, we would love to attend that inquiries. We would love to attend their questions so that we can satisfy with their inquiries, and we will grow. We will create a situation where everybody will grow in our business. So thank you very much for that, and we are welcome to questions and queries in this platform. And I just want to give some opportunity to Mr. Shiraj Sheikh also, if he can add some value in Hindi as well. No problem. I just want to request panel if Mr. Shiraj Sheikh can give some information in Hindi.
हाँ जी मिस्टर सिराज, अगर आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं प्लीज गो अहेड।
जी सर मैं 15 साल से, यानी कि सर मैं मेरे वैसे तो सर मैं मेरे मतलब पिताजी के साथ में मैं बचपन से यही काम कर रहा हूँ सर। इस मार्केट को मैंने बहुत अच्छी तरह से देखा है सर। इसमें कि जितने लूप हॉल्स है ये मैंने खुद से मतलब मैंने महसूस किए हैं जी। तो मैं सर मेरे पापा के साथ में मैं 4th क्लास में जब था, मैं उस टाइम से इस बिजनेस में हूँ। इस वजह से मुझको ऐसा लगता है सर कि इस बिजनेस के प्रॉब्लम और सॉल्यूशन मुझसे अच्छा मेरे रीजन में कोई जान नहीं सकता है। और सर अभी जो हमने जो प्रोडक्शन प्लांट जो चालू किया है, तो सर ये हमने मतलब यहाँ पे मतलब जो कस्टमर्स को जो दिक्कतें हैं जो ये लोग फेस करते हैं, तो उसका सोल्यूशन ही लेकर आए हैं अभी फिलहाल में। और सर नाउ सर इस मंथ हमने स्टार्ट भी किया है। इस मंथ में सर 20-25 डेज हो गए हमें चालू किए हुए। और सर नियर बाई 60 लाख रुपीज, मतलब 60 लाख रुपए के करीब करीब आज तक हमने मतलब एक 20 से 25 दिन में हमने वर्क कर लिया है, रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर लिया है। और सर इस मंथ का हमारा खुद का मतलब टारगेट है 1 CR प्लस, जो कि लगता है कि हम अचीव कर लेंगे। और सर इस लाइन के रिकॉर्डिंग अगर आपके कोई क्वेश्चंस अगर होंगे तो सर आप पूछ सकते हैं।
Thank you, Chiragji. Thank you, Mr. Yasin, for learning for us at least. I had never heard about the Aria nut like this. Anyone has any questions for Mr. Yasin?
Yeah.
You're most welcome. Yeah.
Mr. Yasin and Mr. Twakkal, आपने जो सेशन लिया, थैंक यू वेरी मच। हमारे लिए बिल्कुल नई चीज़ है ये। और वैसे अगर मेरी बात करें, आई एम डूइंग सैंडलवुड फार्मिंग, चंदन की खेती में करता हूँ आंध्र प्रदेश। तो वो भी एक नया प्रोजेक्ट है विच आई एम हैंडलिंग। एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच। आपने बहुत ही डिसेंट प्रेजेंटेशन तैयार की है। थैंक यू।
Any questions for Mr. Yasin? You're most welcome. And all the expertise of Mr. Siraj is here. Asli expert तो Mr. Siraj है ही, and all the technical and business support is being provided by Mr. Yasin. I also my personal view is it's got great potential. Only thing is it has to be exploited in the right manner. It's got great potential.
नियर बाई 1.5 लाख करोड़ प्लस मार्केट है, और इसका डिमांड सर डे बाई डे बढ़ता ही जा रहा है इस चीज का। और सर गवर्नमेंट का पॉलिसी हमारे फेवर में है, हमारे बिजनेस के, हमारे फार्मर के फेवर में ही है।
सिर्फ मेरा पर्सनल व्यू है कि इसमें अगर आप थोड़ी टेक्नोलॉजी इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे फॉर द मार्केटिंग एंड even for the production and the management of the business, maybe you will have better dividends out of it.
So we are having all kind of financial projection with us for next 5 years, but we are unable to put it in that presentation in the pitch deck. But definitely, if someone is interested, we can share all the financial projections, and they can see this is a very kind of a potential business, and there is no risk at all, I would say, because in my presentation, as I said to you, every 2 to 3 years there is a unseasoned rain is there in the Karnataka, but that is the challenge only we are avoiding, and we overcome those challenges from very long time because of Mr. Siraj Sheikh's experience and because of his family available there, and they are having kind of a very good connections with the farmers over there. That is the challenge what we are facing from outsourcing the raw material. But after that, we are having all added advantage for these businesses. And trust me, because personally, I'm very interested in this business. Since I came to know the business model, I am the one who work on the project report completely, and I went through a lot of research and development, and then only I prepared the project, and I generated my own interest in this business as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yasin and Mr. Siraj. बहुत ही अच्छा, it was a wonderful presentation. Anyone has any questions? Otherwise, you can, route the questions through us again, through Mr. Sanjeev. We've given you our mail ID. Otherwise, we can, if there is anyone having any interest, we can go to the next session, the deep dive session. I must also say that how it is going for the last few pitch day calls that we've had is that the investors don't speak up much during the presentation. Maybe they want to go through the recorded version on the YouTube, again analyze what is the business, try to make some sense out of it, and then they connect with the founder or connect with us. That is what has been the pattern that I have seen over the last few calls. And I'm sure this is going to happen with both the founders today. Even I can assure you that Mr. Nitin Agarwal and Mr. Siraj's businesses are both, they have some great potential. Thank
Sir,
you so much. I would again like to
here. For the investor side, if investors are ready to invest in our business, ROI should be less than 1 year. And this is like I don't think any other businesses wherein we can have ROI within 1 year's time.
Thank you so much. I only want to read. Hanji Siraj, Mr. Siraj, you were saying something. आप बोलना चाह रहे थे कुछ मिस्टर सिराज?
जी सर। सर जो भी इन्वेस्टर हमसे जुड़ना चाहता है सर, वो उनके लाइफ की बेस्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी, हम यही कहना चाहते थे। तो हम बहुत बड़े मार्केट के लिए आपको इनवाइट कर रहे हैं, और सर ये इतनी बड़ी मार्केट है, वर्ल्ड का सब में बड़ा कंज्यूमर भी इंडिया ही है और प्रोड्यूसर भी इंडिया ही है। और सर जो कर्नाटक का जो वर्ल्ड वाइड मार्केट है, उसके अंदर सर इंडिया सिर्फ 5% का शेयर रखता है। इसमें भी बहुत बड़ी इन द फ्यूचर और अपॉर्चुनिटी है हमें लोकल मार्केट के साथ साथ इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में भी बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है,
ग्लोबल मार्केट में भी है। पर ये अभी और जो हमारे नेबरिंग कंट्रीज में कौन से अच्छे प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं बड़े वाले के?
सर इंडियन क्वालिटी का सब में बेस्ट इंडियन क्वालिटी। इसके अलावा सर इंडोनेशिया है, मलेशिया है, बर्मा है, लेकिन सर अभी उसका इंपोर्ट तो गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी मतलब बहुत हाई इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी है इसमें, तभी इंपोर्ट तो लगभग सर ना के बराबर ही है। और इन द फ्यूचर सर गवर्नमेंट फार्मर को, लोकल फार्मर को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, और सर हमारे यहाँ पे मतलब इतनी मतलब इसमें ना बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, जिस वजह से हमारे ही फार्मर्स को मतलब गवर्नमेंट प्रोत्साहन दे रही है फार्मिंग के लिए। और इसमें सर बेसिकली रिच फार्मर लगते हैं, पुअर फार्मर ये फार्मिंग नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि जब मतलब पेड़ जब लगता है या बीज जब लगता है तो उसके बाद सर उसको फल देने में 5 से 7 साल लग जाते हैं। तो इस वजह से इसकी डिमांड भी हमेशा रहती है। अभी सर लाइक कोविड-19 में 2019 में सर 250 रुपये पर केजी सुपारी का रेट था, अभी नाउ सर 550 रुपये रेट है। इतना मतलब हर 2-3 साल में मतलब उछाल आता है मार्केट में। ये आज की कंडीशन है।
Thank you Siraj. Thank you Siraj. And thank you everyone. We would like to remind you that we will have the next call on the coming Friday at 7 o'clock. I wish to convey my very sincere thanks to Mr. Sanjeev Gupta for being here with us, present on the call. I am sure, Mr. Sanjeev, I will connect with you directly in Delhi one of these days, get through to you. And also, we can assure you that only your presence and a few good words from you is a great incentive to all the founders. So we would request you that if you continue to be with us during the future calls also, it will be a great thing for us. We feel more motivated and encouraged. Not me, but the founders surely. Thank you so much, everyone, and we look forward to the next interaction on the coming Thursday, next Thursday at 7 p.m. Had a wonderful session today. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you all the panelists. Special thanks to Sanjeev Sinha ji and Major General Vijay Sethi ji. We appreciate your great efforts to have this kind of meeting, and we are very hopeful to get some investors in our KT so that we can start our business as soon as possible.
Yeah, surely. We also wish you all the best for that. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
See you
everyone.
soon again on Thursday.